In the news this week, official figures revealed that hundreds of young children were referred to the Tavistock's Gender Identity Clinic over the past decade. A man with Motor Neurone Disease explains why those campaigning to remove end-of-life protections are so wrong. And a woman with Down syndrome, whom doctors said would never walk or talk, encourages others like her to pursue their dreams. Hello. More than 350 children aged 6 and under have been referred to the notorious Tavistock Clinic in the last decade. Between 2010 and 2022, 12 3-year-olds, 61 4-year-olds, 145 year-olds and 169 6-year-olds were referred to its Gender Identity Development Service. A Tavistock spokesman said the children would not have been given drugs or surgery, but their parents would have been given advice. But MP for Don Valley, Nick Fletcher, lamented that parents may not have been aware of the Tavistock's trans-affirming bias. It is tragic that their parents would not have known that the clinic was using treatment approaches biased towards affirmation and unsupported by rigorous evidence. We have not even begun to understand how gender ideology managed to get such a strong grip on the NHS. A man living with motor neurone disease has expressed real reservations about any proposals to remove end-of-life protections for those with a prolonged incurable disease. Responding to Dame Esther Ranson's claim that she would end her life at Dignitas in Switzerland if her cancer treatment is unsuccessful, Michael Wenham expressed his gratitude that assisted suicide is not legal in the UK. He recalls that following his diagnosis, life seemed bleak. But 22 years later, he is thankful to be alive and says he's still able to find hope and fulfillment amid the restrictions and challenges he faces. I don't wish to hasten my death, and I'm grateful that, thanks to the law, I couldn't be tempted to choose an early death on my first frightening diagnosis. As it should, the law provides a vital safeguarding function. Almost 1,400 babies in Scotland have been born dependent on drugs since 2017. According to figures obtained by the Scottish Liberal Democrats, at least 1,363 children were born with neonatal abstinence syndrome in the last 7 years. The syndrome, which can cause uncontrollable trembling and hyperactivity, is caused by exposure to drugs in the womb. The number of cases reached a high of 243 in 2017 to 18. The Scottish Liberal Democrats support decriminalising drug possession, but party leader Alex Cole-Hamilton lamented these figures. Drug deaths make the headlines, but in a host of other ways, drug misuse can make lives a misery. There's perhaps no more awful start for a newborn baby than to be born dependent on drugs. And finally, Trailblazer model Ellie Goldstein has spoken of her desire to inspire others with Down syndrome to pursue their hopes and dreams. At Ellie's birth, doctors told her parents she would never walk and talk, but despite the gloomy prognosis, she now has a successful career and last year became the first person with Downs to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine. Still only in her final year at Performing Arts College, Ellie has already published a book about her life and has been busy filming for a Channel 4 documentary. I always wanted to be a model, but I didn't see anyone who looked like me on magazine covers, so I wasn't sure if I could do it, but now I am living my dream. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.